I believe that we are in a heightened spiritual war, the likes of which we have not seen since probably the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ. And the war is so thick that the enemy is deploying every tactic that he can at full force, knowing that the time is near the end. That's where we're going. Jesus told us this. He wants us to be found faithful when he comes for his church. Do you think we're being found faithful if within this country we're given the opportunity to stand for righteousness, but we don't stand for righteousness? You think we're being found faithful if we are not making people aware of the things that are going on around us and paying attention to those things? We've got to engage in that war. I want us to just stop for a moment. Let's not focus on the arguments that people are having back and forth. You know my view on the issues. You know the contentions that I continue to make. You know how important it is. I believe I can make a very strong biblical argument for how important it is to God that we stand up for righteousness. We're not going to find our salvation in politics. Let me make myself very clear. We're not finding our salvation in politics. We find our salvation in Christ and in him alone. There is no other place by which we can find a better life, a better way. There is no place in life where we can find everything that we need for life and salvation. The only place we find it is in Christ. 100%. But that does not absolve us of our responsibility to stand up for righteousness. It does not stop us. Does not absolve us of the responsibility God has given us to stand up for truth. Now, I will tell you, I get the mindset of other people who say we shouldn't get involved in politics at all. I understand why certain people say that, especially good Bible teachers. There are some good Bible teachers that will actually say things like that, and that's because they've been burned by the obsession that so many have learned to have over finding salvation in politics, that they understand how destructive that can be. But that's no different from anything else. If politics is the very thing that surrounds your life and drives you and motivates you for the way you live, well, then the greater problem that you have is you are an idol worshiper, and your form of idolatry is politics. That's not the contention that I'm bringing to the table here. The contention that I'm bringing to the table is we have an obligation to fight in the midst of unrighteousness, and what obligates me to do so is my love for the God that created me and gave himself for me. I do not want us to lose sight of that.